Hey everyone, Aaron here. Welcome back to Anime Reviews number 101. Wow. And today we're looking at Moonphase. Now, Moonphase came out in 2004, ended in 2005. And what's funny about this was during a time period that we have not seen really the weird kind of anime vampires yet really that done this way. And also we haven't seen the doofy vampires of the Western culture yet invade the world. So more so this is kind of still on the brink of being something different with anime, being something different with vampires in general, and that we have a very cutesy little vampire girl and regular guy. That's kind of the charm of the show, and that's going to be the main focal point of the show is these two. Now, Kohei is our main character. He's like the main narrator of the show. He is your typical run-of-the-mill guy. He has really nothing per se very special about him, seemingly at first, but he actually was able to survive a. I don't want to spoil it, but I'm not gonna say it too much. He survived a paranormal experience when he was a child, that led him to kind of having the ability, and well, it's not really a good ability, but he cannot really interact with supernatural concepts. He can't see spirits, he can't see stuff like that. And what's worse is that he also has a kind of vampire breaking ability, which he actually destroys a vampire's link to their masters and their forefathers and all that like that. So if someone bites them and it's a vampire, they lose their essentially longevity and powers because of that. Now, one night, he's taking photos because, ironically, he takes photos for a magazine that takes photos for supernatural. Those like really hokey-looking magazines that you find occasionally in the front of the supermarket section, which is like, oh, see this new UFO picture, only $1.50. It's like that. He does that type of work. Now, what's funny is he ends up running into our main girl here, Hazuki, who is a vampire girl. She looks normal at first, but then you realize, oh crap, she's a vampire. Now, without going into spoiler on, because this show is actually very easy to spoil. Like, I mean, the first episode alone, if I were to describe it in full, because I still remember, I own the show and I love the show so much. If I was to describe the first episode to you, I would actually be spoiling about a quarter of the show already at the beginning, because the beginning really sets up a lot of the characters and the concepts of them. All you need to know is that because of fate, because of whatever, these two characters end up together and are finding that they have to deal with one another in very unique ways. Kohei has to deal with Hazuki's kind of inability, of course, to go out during the day, so he has to take care of her during the night. Um, Hazuki has to learn how to be more active during the night, because now she is starting to kind of fully grasp her vampire powers and all that. But what's funny about the show is that all of everything that happens in it, there's going to be some supernatural fights here and there. You're going to learn more about Kohei and his kind of mysterious past that he has with why he got into the accident and all that. What's interesting about this is that they don't really kind of focus on any of that. The main story point, and even if you go online and look it up, is always about these two. It's always about Kohei and Hazuki, because it's the romance story behind it. They look too different. They look very different. They are from different worlds, but they fall in love with one another. And I think that's one of the best things about the show is their kind of relationship. Watching it go from like super hatred to super love, and it's just interesting. Now, is Moonphase one of the best anime ever? No, it's not one of the best anime ever. I think I had it on my top 50, if not recently, or it was put on. It might have been thrown off by other anime that I watched, but it was at one time very high on my list. I really did love the show. I loved everything about it, the characters, and I still do. I think it's a great show. It has some issues with it. I think the pacing of it is kind of jerky. There's a lot of times where the story kind of takes these dips and not focusing on Kohei and Hazuki and focusing on the background enemies and stuff like that are kind of evading them and them having to deal with that, which is not a problem, of course. That's good for the plot line, but the problem with it that stems from that is that it's not really that interesting. Hazuki and Kohei are really what the best part of the show is, and it's when they're together and it's when the stories focus on them, both comedy and kind of drama wise, that the show really shines. But those moments that go to the other enemies and what they're focusing on is where the show kind of falters a little bit. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. It's not like the show goes really completely off the rails. Like, it's not going to be like, oh, I can't watch this. I don't want to enjoy this anymore. It's more so going to be that you can't fully get invested as much as when they're on screen, that these two are really shining the screen up. You really care about these characters and you want to see them get together. And that's one of the driving points of the show. Now, it's 25 episodes long plus a kind of OVA slash omake of the episode, which is kind of a jokey episode. I'll tell you guys right now, if you do watch the show, watch that last episode no matter what. You have to finish the show and then finish that last episode. The last episode is awesome. It's one of my favorite episodes from the show because it's goofy and so stupid and random, but it's so funny. The show is not bad though. Animation's very nice. I particularly say that even though it's 10 years old now, this show is really good. It looks awesome. It has some really nice music about it. It's really cutesy. You know, I don't know how I feel about Hazuki's kind of appearance sometimes. I think she tries to cute that fact. She tries to put the cute factor up like to a million, and it's like, you don't always need to do that. You can sometimes kind of dial it down a little bit. I know some people be like, oh, but cuteness levels should be the most important thing. Nah, sometimes it's okay not to have that all the time in your face. And, sometimes dial it back a little bit is good too. But I love everything about the show. I love the voice actors. They're very good. Both English and Japanese are excellent in the show. Story wise, it's a very good story. It's very nice. It does have some issues pacing wise. It does sometimes go, I think, off rails when it doesn't focus on Kohei and Hazuki, but it's not a big deal. Animation wise, it's showing age now, but it's not that bad. It still has some phenomenal art and animation. It looks really good. And everything about the show is actually pretty good. I really do like all this stuff. So if I had to review it A through F, I have to give it a solid B+. It's a really good show, definitely worth watching, and definitely worth your time. Now, this is where I have to say goodbye to all you. No, it's the usual typical end of the show. Thanks for watching, everyone. I really appreciate it. Please like, comment, subscribe. Keep this channel going. I want to keep doing these reviews for you guys, and I really enjoy it. So share the videos around. Go check out my Twitter. Go check out my anime list. All the jazz. I always feel weird saying all that at the end of the video because I'm like forcing you guys to do. I'm not forcing you guys. You can do that if you want. You don't have to though. And as always, until our paths cross again in the next review, have a good one, everyone. Bye bye.